Now, I'm going to explain in detail this particular slide, which is very, very important. I want you to pay attention to this. This slide is a heavy slide. And if you don't pay attention, somewhere you will lose the bus. You will miss the bus. We are talking about 4 columns. One is the action sequence. Second is the principles. Third is the metric. Fourth is the tools. Okay. The 4 columns, which is action sequence. In what sequence should you do things? What principle should you have in your mind when you're doing that action sequence? What are the metrics? How do you measure that action? And then what tools do you use during which you execute those actions? Now, assess the value stream. When you do the value stream, you must do the assessment, which means when you do the value stream, at this point in stage, you will be wondering what is value stream or what is value stream mapping. Just hold on to that thought if you were not clear, but pay attention here. Look at the value stream as a system. Value stream is nothing but the entire sequence of activities, the processes that is happening from the raw material to finished good. Example, if you're running a restaurant business or if you're running a pizza, okay, because Anna's and there are quite a few foreigners here. In pizza business, what happens? If you're having a restaurant where you're making pizzas, burgers, and things like that, you have different types of pizzas, and pizza is one pizza family. Okay. If you have burger and pizzas are different. Burger family, pizza family. So burger family is one value stream. Pizza family is one value stream. This is what is called value stream or families in the value stream. There might be variations in the pizza. There might be variations in the pizza. Like you might have cheese pizza, from which you know the amount of, I want a lot of participation in this. You will know the amount of products in a particular product family. Okay. Similarly, in our automobile, if you take small car is a particular family. If you take sedan is a particular family. So that is value stream. Now the metrics during the assessment of the value stream is lead time and WIP. Please understand. Lead time is what? Start to finish. That's a simple definition we'll give, but where to start, where to finish, which time is something we will know. So start to finish, how much time does it take? Pizza start to pizza finish. In between, how much of inventory is lying, work in progress, WIP. So the tool that we will use in this is value stream mapping. Now, when we are doing this, we might find that during this value stream mapping process, certain processes may not be stable. There might be a lot of instability in the individual processes. Example, maybe putting the topping is very slow, things are falling down and becoming messy, that is taking a lot of time, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm giving an example. So similarly, in the typical manufacturing process also, some process might not be stable. You might call bottleneck process, or you might call as the process which is giving most problem, or a constraint process, whatever. So we have 4 golden rules. You have to measure in order to improve that. But from measurement to improvement, there are 4 stages you have to go through. You have to first stabilize it, because when you measure, you see yo-yo effect up and down. You have to standardize it. You have to sustain it. Then you can improve it. That is called as true improvement, the real improvement. Other things, just stabilizing is not improvement. I'm 120 kgs and my kgs is going, my BP is going from yo-yo from here to here. Just because today I have reduced, my blood pressure is reduced, that doesn't mean that I have improved in my BP. You have to stabilize at a particular value. So the second step to action sequence is stabilize the individual process, reduce variations, and in that particular thing, you have certain process metrics. The principle is you should reduce variation. There should not be any. Typical example, if you are having a process which is producing something, hourly you have to produce 60 pieces. Suppose if you are able to produce only 40 pieces every hour, you identify the reasons and try to stabilize that to 60 pieces. Or at least, sometimes it is 20 pieces, sometimes it is 40 pieces, at least stabilize it to some 40 pieces. 40 plus or minus 2, something like that as an hourly production. So reduce the variation, stabilize the individual process. So for that, process metrics are there. What are the process metrics? Quality metrics, cost metrics, delivery metrics. What is the quality metric? Rejection rate, rework rate, cost metric, maybe efficiencies, productivity issues, inventory issues, or delivery issues. How much process cycle time? So we use some tools of DMAIC. So for those who are new to DMAIC, who doesn't know DMAIC, type not in the comment box. DMAIC stands for a methodology from Six Sigma, which says define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Instead of me typing it, for the benefit of those who are new to this word DMAIC, somebody can type for them. Okay, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. You can use some statistical tools to reduce variations. You can use statistical process control tools. You can use ANOVA, which is analysis of variation. There is a variation. You have to analyze those variations. And after you reduce variation, one of the tools you can use is standard work. Standard is the best known way of doing a particular work. So you can make standard the work activities in a visual representation, which is called standard work. During this phase, there are a lot of issues where causes are also known, solution is also known. See, for any problem, there is a cause. For any problem, there is a solution. In some of the problems, causes also is known, solutions are also known. So the tool is just to do it. That's all. For example, waste reduction. People are unnecessarily moving. For tools, for spanner, you have to take, screwdriver, you'll have to take. People are unnecessarily moving. Reduce that motion waste. Bring the spanner tools or things to. I'm giving simple examples for us to realize. Unnecessary approval. Waiting for something to come. The 8 waste that we have seen. So you can have some metrics as how much percentage of time is value adding. You can do a value added flow analysis. We have seen a video last time. The time, the next dimension of quality. You can improve the yield by just doing to do it activities. Simple 5S tool, workplace organization. If you prepare the pitch, you can play the game well. That itself will boost your ability to play the game. Because what you have hit 4, it will really go to the boundary. Visual controls. When things are visible, you can better perform your work. Mistake proofing. So these are all the simple just to do it tools where you can do it. Third, stabilize the value stream. So if implement just to do it is clear, now after stabilizing the individual process, these two has to be done parallelly. This is called a top-down approach. This is called mostly bottoms-up approach. I call this a top-down approach because this might require some high funda things like DMAIC, statistics. So we are hurt during the process output. The process output hurts us. While playing the game, we got hurt. So what do? The physiotherapy therapist comes and does something, or some body spray, the spray in the pain area and things like that. So similarly, some deep tools are required to reduce waste, reduce the defects, reduce the reworks. So stabilizing the individual process is top-down approach. For those who have not attended Lean Foundation, maybe this might be a new thing to you, top-down approach. And just to do it is a bottoms-up approach. Okay. Now stabilize the value stream is, now you make sure that the entire, when individual processes, just to do it, all that has come more or less, Now the entire value stream is stabilized instead of erratic. Okay, WAPs are at least, WAP you have not reduced, but at least it has, the variation in WAP has reduced and things have started smoothing out. Now, when you're stabilizing, you can do root cause analysis. We know the cause and effect diagram, YY analysis, tree diagrams, and things like that. We can use those tools. We can, this also follows the DMAIC methodology, during which time you use these tools. SMED. What is SMED? Single minute exchange of data. Changeover time reduction. Rapid changeover we call, preventive maintenance, failure mode effects analysis, and so on and so forth, right? So we can do all that. So if stabilize the value stream mapping is clear, next we will go to flow. You have assessed the value stream, you have stabilized the individual process, you have done some just to do it type of improvements. Now you have to make sure that things flow smoothly. It is like, the security check in the airport. I always see the flow. The boarding pass, the flow. The gate entry, the flow, right? Because even today during the gate, entering the airport itself, there are a lot of checks during the flows, right? They'll check the temperature. Earlier, they used to check your COVID certificates, RT-PCR certificates, even during entry. Okay, now they don't check during entry. They are checking only at the gate. Okay, whether you have RT-PCR or double vaccination. So the point here is flow, security check. Okay, a flow. How smoothly the material is flowing and how the information is flowing. So you can use the metric something like, distance, times, number of touches and things like that. In manufacturing, we have cellular layout concepts and things like that that we use to ensure that the flow goes smoothly, because we call spaghetti and it's like crisscross, here and there. It's not that, the directors, the owners do not know this, but what happens is when they start the business small piece of land, one missionary, two missionaries, they start a job work. From job work, they start getting more customers. They go into some specialization. Then they get one adjacent shed. Okay, they expand that from here to there, it moves. Okay, then slowly they expand. At some point in time, they come to a point where they find that, oh, everything is crisscross. If you can relate to what I'm saying, I can relate. I'm explaining this because for newcomers, they'll be wondering what is ICR, right? So it's not, whenever I go for consulting, if you want to become a professional consultant, please first understand the entire background. People are really smart. They are asking for your help because they are not able to focus on something, that's all. It's not that the MDs or CEOs or owners do not know what to do. They know what to do, but their priority is different. They are not able to focus on improvement activities, that's all. They are not able to drive the team. And that is why they hire coaches, consultants to ensure that they get support. And they will give all the commitment and support to us, and we will have to facilitate the whole thing as a consultant coach. So please empathize and say, give credits to all these people who don't, if you want to become a professional consultant, learn to empathize and always acknowledge the fact that they have come to this level from single machine to double machine to so many set of machines, from set of 10 people to 100 people to now probably 500,000 people, right? And now suddenly they realize that, okay, we need to reshuffle the whole thing and restart the whole thing. We also do the same thing in our house. When our house was small, we used to arrange in a particular way. Then suddenly we realize that, okay, fine. Now that we've become little financially better, that we want to reshuffle the entire house and, put new designs and things like that. Okay. So that is flow. Then after that, you'll have to standardize, because what is not standardized cannot be stabilized. There is something called line balancing chart, the standard work chart, and you'll have to meet the takt time. We will talk about what the takt time is. We've already in the last session spoken about the takt time. Takt time, pull means while flow can be got during through push mechanism also, but Flow should be established using pull mechanism. So the simple way of explaining the pull is sell one, make one, then buy one. That's a simple way of explaining the pull system, which means that don't go too much into batches. As much as possible, reduce the batches. And ideal a single piece flow, which may not be possible in all circumstances due to technology limitations, due to batch limitations, and so on and so forth. But to the extent the idea is to make sure to treat your next process as your customer, treat your next process as a customer on the previous process as a supplier, and try to give only what the next customer asks after they have consumed, and take only what you need for the next customer. A slight change in the spelling, it can be TAKT, though the pronunciation wise it is same. But in books it's given as TAKT. That's otherwise, thanks for that. That's pull. We use a lot of words like, tools like Kanban, Haijunka, production leveling, and so on and so forth. Then continuous improvement, perfection. You need to put some standards in place. You need to have the best of best control methods, because if you don't put a good control method, chances are all your improvement efforts are wasted. For example, you go to the training, you follow all this thing, what the trainer says, from 120 kgs, you have come down to 70 kgs. After that, what you should do? You should have some control method. Never go back to old practices. Lay down do's and don'ts for yourself. Have the daily routine standardized. Have your diet standardized. Have your practices standardized, and things like that. So we have something called process cycle efficiency in transactional processes. And also, these days, manufacturing process also we start using the same. Lead times, so control charts, control plans, and all that.